Alright class, as I mentioned to you yesterday, I was going to give you a review today for our quiz tomorrow on circles. So let's go ahead and get started on our review. Okay, a circle is a set of points in a plane that are all the same distance from a given point. So we know that a plane is a two-dimensional group of points that goes on infinitely in all directions. An example of a plane would be this dry erase board. This is considered a plane. A large chalkboard is considered a plane. A table is considered a plane. Any two-dimensional group of points that goes on infinitely in all directions is considered a plane. Okay? So a circle, again, is a set of points in a plane that are all the same distance from a given point. So for example, if I was asked to draw all points 5 centimeters away from point P on a plane, that would look like this. Here's our point P, okay, and this is centered in our plane. Okay, now 5 centimeters is roughly about that long. Okay, and if I was asked to draw all points 5 centimeters around point P, it would look something like this. So here's a point, here's a point, there's a point, there's a point, there's a point. Alright, so I have all my points 5 centimeters away from point P. Okay, now if you were to connect the dots, you would get a circle. Now that's a pretty rough looking circle. It looks more like a square, but you kind of get the picture. I mean, it is a circle. Okay? So a circle is a set of points in a plane that are all the same distance from a given point. Now, a radius is the distance from the middle of a circle to the outside edge. An example would look like this. The radius is the distance from the middle of the circle to the outside edge. Okay? So the next definition we have is diameter. Diameter is the distance from one side of a circle to the other passing through the middle center point. Well, we have our center point right here. Okay, so it's the distance from one side of a circle passing through the center point to the other side of the circle, to the outer edge. Okay, so the distance from one side of a circle to the other passing through the middle center point. Okay, now circumference. Circumference is the distance around the outside of a circle. So all of this area right here would be considered our circumference. Okay? Circumference. The last definition we have is pi. Now pi is an irrational number that is approximately 3.14. Now pi has an unusual looking symbol, and it's a universal symbol, so anytime you see this sign right here, it is approximately 3.14. Okay? Pi is an irrational number, approximately 3.14. Alright, when we're working with circles and we try to find the circumference, diameter, area, and radius, we have a set of formulas. These formulas are as follows. Circumference is 2 times pi times r. Area is pi times r squared. Diameter is 2 times r, and radius is just the opposite. It's diameter divided by 2. Okay? So our formulas are for circumference 2 times pi times r, which is 2 times 3.14, whatever the radius is. Area is 3.14 times the radius squared. So area is pi times r squared. Find the diameter is just 2 times the radius. And to find the radius, it is just the diameter divided by 2. Alright. I have some examples worked out on the board here for you, so take these notes down. Okay. If I have a radius of 5 inches and I was asked to find the circumference, our formula for finding the circumference is 2 times pi times r. So we know that pi equals 3.14, and we were given a radius of 5 centimeters. So we will multiply 3.14 times 2, which comes out to be 6.28. 6.28 times 5, when calculated out, equals 31.4 centimeters. Okay? Now when we go to apply that to our area formula, area equals 3.14 r squared. Well, we know that again that pi is 3.14, and our radius is 5, so 5 squared is 25, and 3.14 times 25 is 78.5 meters squared. Now you have to remember, when dealing with area, it is measured in units squared. Okay? Whenever you're dealing with area, it is not the same as circumference, where it's 5 inches. It is 5 meters squared, or 78.5 meters squared. And I see where I made a mess up. Okay, it's 31.4 inches, not centimeters. Alright. The next example we have is we have a circle with a diameter of 7 millimeters. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is find our radius. Well, radius is the diameter divided by 2. Well, our diameter divided by 2 is 3.5 millimeters. Okay? So when we get 3.5 millimeters, we go ahead and apply that into our circumference formula, where we get 2 times 3.14 times 3.5. Okay, 2 times 3.14 is 6.28, and then we go ahead and multiply the 3.5, and we get our 21.98 millimeters. And then to go ahead and apply that and find the area, we just do the same thing. We apply what we have, and we get 3.14 times 3.5 squared, and then we multiply 3.14 times the square of 3.5, which is 12.25, and we get an answer of 38.465 millimeters squared. Alrighty, well, I hope this brief review helps you out. Go ahead and study the vocabulary and work some problems out on your own, and study real hard tonight, and y'all should do very well on your quiz tomorrow. Alright, let's get started on our lesson today.